and welcome to Cupcakes and Crafts. Today I'm going to be showing you how I made the wedding cake, chocolate lollies, and how easy it is to make the meringue pops to match. To make both the lollies, you'll need a baking tray lined with parchment paper plus some spare. I've got 4 egg whites and 225 grams of caster sugar, a spoon, a knife, a cocktail stick, some food colouring, lemon juice, a star tip piping nozzle. I've got plenty of lollipop sticks, I prefer the paper to the plastic, a small paintbrush. I'll be using an electric whisk. I've got some piping bags, plenty of white chocolate, and then I'm using the Wilton wedding cake lolly mould. The first lolly I'm going to make is the meringue one, just because we have to bake this one. And I started by mixing together those egg whites and just slowly adding in half the amount of that sugar. And then once I'd mixed in around half, I added in a tablespoon of lemon. You could use vanilla, peppermint, whatever flavour you've got to hand, but I just had lemon available. And then I'm going to continue to add in the rest of that sugar. When they were at soft peaks and the egg whites were nice and glossy, I added in a generous amount of food colouring. I've used purple, and again you can use whatever colour you've got to hand. And I'm just going to continue to mix that until I get to stiff peaks. Then taking that piping bag, I'm just going to pair it with that piping tip, snip away the end, and then just folding it back on itself, I'm going to fill it with the meringue mixture. And using the meringue mixture, I'm going to attach the baking paper onto the baking tray just to stop it from sliding around. And then I'm just going to pipe on some nice rose swirls, starting in the centre and just following it all the way around the edge until I'm happy with the size of it. And once I'm happy with how many I've got on the tray, I'm just going to insert one of the paper lollipop sticks into the centre of each meringue, making sure I come all the way up and just a little bit past the centre in each one. I'll leave all the baking information in the description box below for your oven temperature and times, but you'll pretty much know that they're done when you can just peel them up and off that baking or greaseproof paper. And there you have the meringue pops. To make the wedding cake chocolate lollies, I started off by attaching both the sides of the lollipop mould together, and as you can see, it's not a tight fit at all. Just work with it until you're happy that there's nothing else you could do to make it more secure, but as you can see, I still do have a gap, so I am going to have a leak with mine. But I'll worry about that later. For now, I'm going to melt down that white chocolate, and I did that in the microwave for 3 30-second bursts, giving it a good stir in between each one, and then placing it in a piping bag, snipping off a little bit of the corner, and then working quickly, just squirted it into the base of the lolly mould, and I did that on all 3, and as you can see already, that first one is starting to leak and run, and same with the second one. So I just went back into all 3 and just topped them up with a little bit more of that white chocolate, and then working quickly still, popped in a lollipop stick through the centre and ran to the fridge for them to set. And after they've had an hour or 2 in the fridge, they are simple to get out at case. You just gently pop it off one by one and out they should come. And then I just removed the big pieces of that chocolate what I'd ran, just snapping it off with my hand, and then I'm going to tidy it up by using the butter knife. To tidy the chocolate lollies, I just popped that butter knife into some boiling water and quickly wiped it dry, and then just gently placed it onto all them imperfections on either side of the cake, and then repeated that process for both sides, and then same for the top and the bottom, just using the full blade for the bottom to level it off. And continue to melt away all that unwanted chocolate on each one of your wedding cake chocolate lollies. The wedding cake moulds I've used have given me two different designs. So with one of them I'm going to decorate them. I'm going to take some more of that white chocolate and add in some of the purple food colouring. So just quickly melting down a little bit more white chocolate, mixing in the purple colour and placing it into a piping bag. I'm going to snip off a really small size from the corner. And using the pattern the mould created as a guideline, I'm just going to follow piping on that chocolate, squeezing and releasing, and just following it all the way around on all three tiers. I then took that small paintbrush and just use it to neaten up any of the lines or any of that purple chocolate. And there you have it, chocolate wedding cake lollies with matching meringue pops. Thank you for watching.